Hej Anders, and welcome to Rådmansby. Sorry for standing up, but I'm having a sore knee. However, you've been telling me about a new kind of amazing environmental friendly city. You're calling it Hubville. Can you please tell me something more about it?
Hubville is a way to create global sustainability. It starts with a new, remote, sustainable city which is connected to the major cities in Sweden with a supersonic, energy-efficient vacuum train, VAC train. The real estate profits from the city will finance the building of the domestic VAC train network. And this city will become a role model for other cities outside of Sweden, in Denmark, Germany, the UK, China, US, to connect to an international VAC train network. And if you have an international VAC train network with lots of cities everywhere in the world, it's possible to create a network of sustainability. If you have a network of sustainability, which is a cool place to live, it's a desirable place, and it's actually a place where Westerners can live their Western lifestyle with some differences from today's society, then that will become a role model for outside these cities, and it will be create a mandate for politicians to enforce sustainability decisions. And I think it's a way to create sustainability.
These fast-going VAC trains, can you please tell me something more about them?
Well, VAC trains are fundamental for Hubville. They consume just a fraction of the energy if you compare to any other means of travel. If you compare to driving a car or traveling by train or airplane, or VAC trains are extremely energy efficient. And if you could use the electricity from renewable sources, for instance, if Hubville would run its own power plants, we could create our own energy, and we could use it to travel with VAC trains within Sweden domestically, or when we have an international network, we could travel just the way we do today. For instance, Swedes just love to go to Thailand during the winter, and if we could go by VAC train instead of going by airplane, we wouldn't have to be concerned about the emissions from traveling, because we would go in a climate friendly way. So please continue go to Thailand, but use a VAC train in a few years. So if you look at the carbon footprint, it's living, it's shopping, it's eating, it's transportation. And the VAC trains will solve the transportation part. It's extremely energy efficient, so if you compare it to driving a car or traveling by airplane or going with a train, it just consumes a fraction of the energy. But that also has effects on the other parts. If you could use the VAC train network to transport food or to transport goods, that will decrease the carbon footprint from shopping and from eating as well.
Tell me about your ideas around recycling and how you think that could work in Hubville.
Well, in Hubville, all the food is the waste. It gets sorted based on its content. So if you have paper waste, or if you have food waste, or if you have any other kind of waste, it's sorted in different containers, and each container is sent to the appropriate recycling station in order to maximize the recycling. When you want to purchase food, or if you want to purchase anything else, you also use recycled containers. So instead of buying new stuff and you just throw away a lot of plastics and paper, you use recyclable containers. These kinds of recyclable supermarkets, they already exist. For instance, in Germany and in Copenhagen, you already have these kind of supermarkets. So you bring your own containers. For instance, if you want to buy pasta, you bring a pasta recyclable container. If you want to buy anything else, you just bring your own containers. And that's what I want to illustrate in this video, that you use your own containers, and perhaps it's automatic. You just send it back through a distribution system. So every container is sent back to the supermarket or anywhere else, and then when you want to buy stuff, you get the same container back, or the same kind of container. And perhaps you have the delivery is the same way as you can do today when you get stuff sent to your home. But instead of using new containers, new packages, you just use the same one over again. Why not?
As I have understood it, Hubwil is supposed to be as self-sufficient as possible. What are your ideas around this area?
Well, Hubwil is self-sufficient on vegetables and fruits. And if you look at the old way of using greenhouses, the energy-consuming greenhouses, there are now greenhouses which are very energy efficient. And you can use a few of these vertical greenhouses to provide food for all the residents in Hubwil. And you would actually increase the experience of eating these fruits and vegetables, because you could eat them the same day when they're ripe, instead of waiting for a banana to be transported in a ship for 5 weeks or something. You would have it the same day, and it would increase your experience. At the same time, you would be sustainable.
One final question. This sustainable city, Hubwil, it seems to be so great in all ways, but can it really be realized?
All these different parts of Hubwil, it's not science fiction. If you look at the vertical farms, the VAC train, the recyclable society, everything exists today. So Hubwil is only about combining these existing technologies into one solution in order to create a global sustainable society. And it is possible. So why not? Join us.